Hi. Happy Saturday. I know it's this is a lot earlier. Hey. Just waiting on some more people to get on before we get started. I hope that you guys are doing amazing. Happy Saturday. Okay. Yes, happy Saturday. Love that you guys are coming in. I know it's early. You guys are probably running errands, but I wanted to do this live. This is a very important live. Really important live. So if you can tune in, hopefully you can. Please, as you're coming in, please like the video. Okay. Hi, everyone. If you're watching me for the first time, hi and welcome. Thank you so much for being here. If you're returning, I thank you so much for supporting and being here during the live, okay? This is gonna be a really important live because we're gonna talk about the hormonal imbalance that leads to fibroids and other reproductive health issues. And this is the hormonal imbalance that could potentially be deadly. That's not going to be everybody. It's not going to be deadly for everybody, but it could potentially be. And we're going to talk about how it leads to other imbalances in the body. And you guys we'll also do a Q&A about fibroids and other reproductive health issues towards the end. But I definitely want to talk about this because this is a hormone imbalance that literally a lot of women overlook, and that's responsible for so many cancers, especially the ones that are the most I don't want to say most popular, but the ones that are increasing at higher rates now, women even under 40, and so many other things. So this is an important live. And a lot of women don't understand when you have fibroids that yes, you have a higher risk for certain cancers. You have a higher risk for certain autoimmune disorders because the same things that cause cancers cause the same things that cause fibroids and endometriosis cause, lupus, MS, breast cancer. We don't know that. So it's really important for us to get this information. Oh, I think I accidentally sent in somebody an invitation. I didn't mean to do that. Just made homemade watermelon juice with lime and mint. Love that. That sounds so amazing, Jessica. Thank you so much for being here. Please like the video as you're coming in. All right, for those that are watching me new for the first time, hi and welcome. My name is Sasha. Okay, I'm a holistic womb specialist, and what I do is I help women who are going through reproductive health issues like fibroids, infertility issues, okay, PCOS. I help them get to the root cause of the issue to solve the issue completely, because we cannot solve an issue. We cannot rebalance our hormones. We cannot, get rid of fibroids unless we get to the root cause, right? You can get surgery all you want to, but it's going to continue coming back until you address that root cause. And the reason why it's so important to address the root cause of fibroids, to address the root cause of your infertility issues, to address the root cause of your hormonal issues is because this is how we heal the body. When we get rid of the root cause that we know that cause fibroids to develop in the body, cause, endometriosis to develop in the body, we know that, okay, our body can finally experience real healing. We don't have to worry about another health issue popping up, right? So it's so important to understand that a lot of women look at fibroids, a lot of women look at endometriosis as, it's just, they're just focusing on that and they're not focusing on what caused this to occur. Fibroids is just a symptom of a bigger problem in your body. Did you know that, right? And so is endometriosis, and so is all these other reproductive health issues, okay? So as you're coming in, hi and welcome. Please like the video. All you have to do to like the video is tap on the screen. We definitely want more women in here. Make sure you're also following me because, again, it's we don't know how long, TikTok will be available in the US. So follow me. Make sure you're following me so you'll have access to my emails and other things as well. Other places where I go live, pretty much, because if we can't do lives on TikTok, we'll do lives somewhere else. But here's the thing, ladies, estrogen dominance is the hormonal imbalance that you have when you have fibroids, that you have when you have heavy bleeding, right? That you have when you have PCOS, when you have ovarian cysts. These same thing with autoimmune disorders. It's called estrogen dominance, and the reason why it's so important for you to understand that is because this issue, when you're dealing with an imbalance of estrogen in the body, it leads to so many health issues, right? If you have all these excess estrogens, bad estrogens circulating around your body, again, it leads to development of fibroids. It leads to development of so many cysts. It could potentially lead to the development of breast cancer, of ovarian cancer, of cervical cancer, right? It can also produce abnormal cells in the cervix, just like HPV. People are afraid of HPV, as you should be, don't get me wrong, but you should also be afraid of estrogen dominance. The beautiful thing about estrogen dominance, though, is that you can actually reverse it naturally, okay? So hopefully that if you're watching this and you're dealing with fibroids, if you're watching this, that means you're dealing with estrogen dominance, you're dealing with If you're dealing with PCOS, that means you're dealing with estrogen dominance, heavy bleeding, right? We're bleeding. A lot of women are bleeding way too much. This is an estrogen dominance issue, right? And when we're dealing with estrogen dominance, we're dealing with, again, a cascade of issues, right? We're dealing with a cascade of issues in the body, from your gut health, right, to the liver, because the liver is supposed to be, the one that really helps, filter the excess estrogens. It's not doing its job properly if we have fibroids, if we have endometriosis. So hopefully this makes sense. Any help with pain after sets? I'm not sure what that is exactly. Okay. SCX. Okay. Are you dealing with, I need more information. Are you dealing with fibroids? Are you dealing with, I have PCOS and fibroids. Estelina, yes, those two issues go hand in hand. A lot of women that have fibroids also have PCOS. They just don't know it yet. Most women that have fibroids, let me tell you, they have also PCOS symptoms. And we think that we have to be diagnosed with PCOS in order to know that we have PCOS. If you have the symptoms, you have PCOS, right? We have to stop going by tests and actually go by the symptoms our body is exhibiting. Tests can be faulty, right? And with PCOS, it takes a lot of women years to be diagnosed. Endometriosis, same thing, right? A lot of tests can be faulty, right? So you have to go by, what is my body showing me? That's what you have to put your body over test. I don't understand why people don't do that, but that's another. I'm coming again. This live is going to be from a holistic standpoint. I'm a holistic womb specialist, so again, just want to put that out there. But welcome everyone. Do you know why fibroids mostly affect Black women? CC, that is not the truth. That's not true anymore. Now, does it affect? Yes. Okay. So let me say this. A lot of Black women are affected by fibroids. Yes, we're more likely to get fibroids. However, a lot of other races of women are getting fibroids. And I'm telling you this as somebody that's been doing this for years. I have clients of all races, right? So, Caucasian women, Indian women, it's a lot of women getting fibroids, right? It's no longer Asian women even. Like, it's no longer just a Black woman thing. Like, it's just not, So it's really important. So, but there's different reasons for that, why it may seem like more Black women are getting fibroids, which, yes, according to research, more Black women, yes, we are more likely to have bigger fibroids as Black women. We're more likely to have fibroids at younger ages, and we're more likely to get repeat surgeries, right? We're more likely to have more symptoms when we have fibroids, right? So, and I used to think that it was a mostly Black woman problem until I've worked. You guys know that I'm always getting emails, messages from women around the world. It's really an epidemic, and it's scary, right? That the fact that so many women are being diagnosed with this issue almost every day. I get messages almost every day about women. I've just been diagnosed with fibroids almost every day. So it's at the point now where I'm telling women, listen, if you don't have fibroids, you want to do what you have to do to prevent it. It's that point right now. But intercourse, no fibroids or anything else. My tests were fine. I don't go by tests because how are your menstrual cycles? Let's start right there. I don't go by tests in the doctor's office, because those are let me tell you guys about tests in the doctor's office, right? I don't want to break it down, but I'm gonna break it down. Your insurance company gives your insurance companies, right, gives your doctor's offices, puts out a certain amount for tests, right? And then the doctor's office takes their own cut, right? So then you're left with very little to actually do a good quality test. So those tests are not really good quality, right? There's a lot of women who have fibroids who will go for hormone tests, and they will tell them, my tests are fine. That's not true. You have a hormone imbalance when you have fibroids. Fibroids cannot develop in the body without a hormone imbalance. And I'm telling you this as somebody that's been studying fibroids for years. Okay, so is there a good diet to control? Yes, there actually is. But remember, Estelina, diet is not the only thing that you want to look at. Okay, there's so much more. We have to look at our gut health, right? We have to look at our sleep patterns. We have to look at our day-to-day activities. There's so much to look at when we're dealing with fibroids. It's not just diet is just one thing. Okay, so hopefully that makes my cycles are fine, mild. Okay, Queen Shiva, right? Give me some more information, because I'm telling you, as somebody that's been working with women for a long time, I hear that a lot. My cycles are fine, but then when I ask more questions, I do have cramps, I do have heavy cycles, or I bleed for 6 days, so give me some more information. What are your cycles like, and what are your symptoms that you're experiencing besides pain during intercourse? It could be vaginal dryness. which is also a hormonal issue as well, because nobody should be dealing with vaginal dryness below the age of 70 or 80. I'm going to be honest with you. It's not a menopausal issue. I mean, it's not a issue women in their, I don't know how old you are, but just women in their 40s and 50s, it's normal. It's not, because once they actually get their hormones in balance, they're no longer dealing with that. Yes, let's get the likes up. I know I said a mouthful. Let's get the likes up to 1,000. Okay, thank you, Queen Sheba, for liking the video. Ladies, if you don't mind, please like the video. Make sure you're following me as well. We want to get more women in here because this is a really important live, okay? So when we're talking about these estrogen dominance, right, we're talking about mostly estrogen and progesterone. But you have to understand your body literally has, over 50 hormones, right, that are working together, that are, working with different systems in your body. And that's why I always tell women, don't hyper focus on just one hormone, right? That's why I say I help women restore their hormonal balance to the point where their tissues, their glands, their organs are producing the right amount of hormones. That should be the goal. You don't ever want to produce too much or too little of a particular hormone. So thank you so much for the roses. Thank you, Queen Sheba, for the roses. I really appreciate it. Thank you. So a lot of women get addicted to, I'm just going to focus on estrogen levels or progesterone levels. But what about the other hormones in your body, right? It doesn't make any sense to do that. So there's so many hormones, your prolactin levels, your thyroid hormones, your DHA, the luteinizing hormone, there's so many hormones, right? There's so many FSH, there's so many different hormones in the body. There's lots, right? Insulin, that are affected when you have fibroids, when you have these other reproductive health issues that we want to make sure that's in balance, right? And this is going to be affected by, again, your lifestyle, your diet, your gut health, right? Your blood sugar levels, which is not only, you don't only have to focus on blood sugar if you have diabetes. Because a lot of women have blood sugar issues and don't even realize it. If you have sugar cravings, more than likely you have an issue with your blood sugar, okay? So even your stress, like your elimination pathways, right? Your bathroom habits, there's so many things that you want to focus on. And that's why when I work with clients, we get deeper, right? We get deeper to even trauma, even emotional trauma. A lot of these things are causing a lot of these issues. It's not just, how do I balance my hormones? No, you want to look at first, shift your perspective and look at what's causing my hormones to be out of balance. What about, and some people have been, again, engaged in these toxic habits for years. Their food, their diet, right? They're, not taking care of their body. When you have these issues, fibroids, when you have these issues, fertility issues, when you have PCOS, this indicates that you have not been taking care of your body. Number one, you have not been taking care of your body. That's number one, right? Also, this also indicates a lot of emotional things that have been buried inside of you that you have suppressed. That's another thing as well, right? Good morning. Can fibroids shrink? Yes, Denise, absolutely. That's what I do. I help women shrink and get rid of their fibroids, but I help them get to the root cause of the problem. Okay, so remember, when you have fibroids, it's a symptom of a larger problem. It's a full body issue. It's not just the fibroids. We have to work on the digestive system. We have to work on the hormone levels. We have to, because if you have fibroids, you have a hormonal imbalance that, again, can potentially cause cancer, right? So that's why it's really important. Hopefully I'm not talking too fast and you guys kind of follow me. But let me go back to Estelina. Yes, you want to eat, if you're dealing with fibroids, if you're dealing with any reproductive health issues, we want to eat a diet that's easily digestible. So what does that mean? That means that we have to eat a diet with lots of water content, lots of fruits and vegetables, right? Mostly a diet that grows from the earth, okay? You can do beans, nuts, seeds, things like that. Because if we're dealing with fibroids, if we're dealing with PCOS, if we're dealing with any reproductive health issue, what does that mean? That means that the digestive system, number one, is backed up. It's backed up. The elimination pathways are not open. They're not, moving the way they're supposed to. They're clogged up. So we have to help our body do its job, right? But it's not only diet. This is just one factor. We have to work on cortisol levels. That's another thing as well. So it gets to be, a lot of us have been abusing our bodies for too long. And because of how our society is now, it's very easy to do that. Because of how, especially for women, it's very easy to do that. But we have to really transmute that. We have to really live a life where we're putting ourselves and our body, our health at the forefront. Because let me tell you something, when your health is in jeopardy, when you're dealing with bad health, you're not gonna show up as number one, you're not going to feel great. You're going to feel awful. And number two, you're not going to show up the best in other areas of your life, right? How can you really truly be there for people if you're bleeding half to death, if you're dealing with these large fibroids, right, that are sucking your energy, right, that are literally deteriorating your body, because that's what fibroids do. How? Like, you can't, right? So that's why it's so important. How can you really have a healthy pregnancy with fibroids, right? A healthy pregnancy, not one where we're struggling, okay? A healthy pregnancy, right? Good morning. Can fibroids be eliminated, or is a hysterectomy necessary in some cases? The blended black family, I think you asked me that. I think you messaged me about that. And I always say a hysterectomy is never necessary in fibroids, unless it's a life or death situation. I'm talking about life or death. In 99.99%, it's never necessary. You never want to take away your organs. You want to heal your organs. Okay, you want to heal your organs. I've had women that had large fibroids. You can look at, if you go to my profile, you'll see a woman. It's a pin post. One of my pin posts, all the way on top to the left, you'll see a woman who had large fibroids. You'll see her stomach looking like she's pregnant, right? She wasn't pregnant, but she looked like she appeared to be because of her large fibroids. It protruded her stomach. Now her stomach is almost flat, and you see that. You see her stomach before and after. She took the before picture in November, where she was, the large fibroids and cysts, and she took the after picture in February, like late February. In about 3 months, she was able to achieve those results. Okay, so you can see that for yourself. That's one of my clients, my Detoxify Your Womb client, and that is the way to get the best way to get the most massive transformation with me, because that's where you're working with me closely, and we're addressing everything on every level. Okay, what did she do? She joined my Detoxify Your Womb program. We worked together for 3 months. We did a lot. Okay, we did a lot. But in my program, it's a lot that we do. So I can't just sit here. It will take me forever to name it. But if you want to check out the program, the link is in my bio. But again, I do vet for, not everybody's ready for that, and I totally understand. And that's why I have courses to help you along the way that have helped women, right? But for women that want to receive the most transformation, that know that, listen, I have issues that go beyond just taking a course. I need to work with you. I need to have access to you. I need to help you, for you to help me along this journey. Then that's my Detoxify Your Womb program. How does low testosterone impact the body? So it's going to impact, of course, your energy levels. Of course, if you have low testosterone, you're more than likely your libido is going to be low. Your energy levels are going to be low. It's horrible, right? So, and again, it's going to cause other hormones to be off balance. More than likely the progesterone is as well, because your testosterone interacts with other hormones. Every hormone that we have interacts with other hormone levels. So that's why I said earlier, do not focus on just one hormone. You want to restore hormonal balance within your body. You have over 50 hormones. And if you have an issue with one hormone, best believe you have issues with other hormones as well, because that hormone is interacting with other hormones, okay? So hopefully that makes sense. We got to get our body healthy to determine how did our hormones get out of balance? This is how we can, instead of just saying, how can I get my hormones in balance? What caused your hormones to be out of balance? This is how you can kind of backtrack, right? That's what's really important, so that we can start making changes, right? Hopefully that makes sense. Yes, if you're just not following me, make sure you guys are following me. The deadly, and I hate to say this, but it's not deadly for everybody, but the deadly root cause of fibroids, estrogen dominance. In case you guys have just started following me, about a month ago, I talked about a YouTuber. Don't tell me I forgot her name. No, I did not. I know her last name was Petway. Why did I forget her first name? Was it Brittany? I'm sorry, y'all. But I did talk about a woman last month. I think her name was Brittany, if I'm not mistaken, Petway, who died of cervical mucus. Cervical cancer. She was only 36. She had children. She was married. And the first symptom that she had, Jessica, thank you, Jessica. Thank you, ladies. I'm sorry. Jessica Petway, okay? I want to make sure, So she was a really big YouTuber. She was on YouTube for years. I had never watched her YouTube videos before. I never saw her. I didn't know her before, but people were sending me the story, so I did more research, right? And she's talked about this about a year and a half ago. She recently died last month of cervical cancer. And here's the thing. You guys are thinking, oh, HPV. No, that was estrogen dominance. Because when she described everything I said, that was estrogen dominance, because she was bleeding profusely. Bleeding. People have told her she dealt with heavy periods for a long time. People told her, oh, heavy periods are normal. And I always scream, no, it's not. That's why I'm like, these people failed her, and so did the hospital failed her. And I'm like, we cannot put our life into their hands. We have to take initiative. So she ended up, having these heavy cycles, and it get worse. They get worse. She started having really huge clots. And all they said, she went to the doctors, all they said, oh, you have a fibroid. They didn't even do any further investigation, right? Because she was a black woman. They said, oh, you have a fibroid. No, I don't even think they did an ultrasound. And then later, after she went to another doctor, they found out, no, this is actually a mass. And this is, she has cervical cancer, right? So, she was, I think by the time she found out she had cervical cancer and by the time she passed away, it must have been like a year and a half. This is a young woman. She's 36 years old. She died at 36 years old. Little kids, her little daughters, probably like below 5. They look so small, right? And a husband, right? So it just made me so sad because it's just like there's so many women. And I as somebody that's personally experienced tragedy, having my aunt who was 32 die of breast cancer, it touched me, right? So this was like over 10 years ago, right? And she left behind 5 little babies. They're like a little older than, but it's a lot. It's a lot. So this is why there's nothing normal about pain. There's nothing normal about heavy bleeding. There's nothing normal about bleeding more profusely on your cycle. There's nothing, we have to treat these red flags and actually do something about it. We have to make changes. We have to stop normalizing sickness. We have to stop that. Thank you so much for sharing the live. I really appreciate it. We have to stop normalizing sickness. It's at our own detriment. It's at our own detriment, okay? Sasha is your go-to. Thank you. I took her course. It's amazing. Thank you. Yes, Jessica took the Restore Your Womb course. Yes. Listen, I've had women literally come into my program and said, you know what? I have my hysterectomy appointment scheduled, and then literally worked with me been in my program for like 3 weeks and then canceled the program because they just felt, from that 3 weeks, they felt better. They're like, wait a minute now. I feel something happening. I feel like they're like, I'm scared. I'm canceling that hysterectomy. I've literally had women do that. Why would you get rid of an important organ in your body, right? Just to start, then you still have what caused the fibroids to occur in your body when you have a hysterectomy. You still have what could cause cancer in your body when you have a hysterectomy, right? You just won't have you don't have a uterus, but guess what? What about breast cancer? A lot of women who've had hysterectomies have had breast cancer afterwards, a few years afterwards. You do not get to the root cause of the problem. It's a problem. You have to, right? There's no, I'm taking out my parts, right, to get a quick fix. No, you're going to suffer, long term. I commented on a post. I've been on my period for over, thank you. I told you to come here. I'm so happy that you're here and it's getting heavier. I cried. I want you to forever, Ray, I want you to take a deep breath. You're dealing with estrogen dominance. Now I have to ask you a question. Do you have fibroids or any other reproductive health issues? Or this is just the issue that you're dealing with. If it's only bleeding, right? Every day I'm on my way to the doctor for the 4th time. Oh my God, I'm so sorry. Forever, Ray, let me tell you something. I've had a client that was bleeding for 2.5 years. 2.5 years every single day. And I'm so sorry that you're dealing with that. She was very young. She thought that she was just like, she went to like 5, 6 different doctors within that 2.5 years. She finally came to me. This was like a couple years ago, okay? It finally came to me, and then I would say she started working my Detoxify Your Womb program. Within like week 3, 4, the bleeding started to slow down. And then it stopped, I think like week 4. I helped her reset her cycle. I helped her, we did a lot of work. And she worked with me for 3 months. We really did a lot of work, okay? She said whatever. She came and said, whatever I gotta do. She didn't fuss about the food, the diet. She didn't fuss about the nothing. She said, I don't care, whatever I gotta do. Because I've been dealing with this nightmare for 2.5 years. She finally got her life back. This girl was young. She had to be in her early 30s. And she was like, I thought I would never be able to have a baby. I thought I would never be able to get married. I thought, I couldn't imagine 2.5 years. So if she can find healing, you can as well, okay? I want you to take a deep breath. What do you think about the fibroid tea? I think about, okay. So be careful with those teas because I'm hearing more and more women drinking those teas and actually getting heavier bleeding. I'm not a big fan. Here's the thing. When you have fibroid tea, when you're taking these teas and herbs are great. Don't get me wrong, right? Depending on which ones, right? But we want to get to the root cause of the problem. Get to the root cause of what's causing the fibroid. What caused the hormonal issue? We cannot just drink a tea and everything's solved. That's not how it works, okay? It's not how it works. My energy levels went up after a few days. Yes, I'm taking the course. Yes, Jessica, absolutely. And there was a girl that was bleeding for 2 weeks, right? She took the Restore Your Womb course. She said by the 3rd day I stopped bleeding. I put her testimonial, her telling you her story, literally on my stories. It's not me just saying it. You see her talking and saying it. Her, like, what happened, like her story. So y'all can check out my stories later to, you know, my TikTok story for that as well. So listen, my courses work. I mean, when you do the work, it works. That's me. I have an appointment schedule. Works. Would love to be able to cancel. Would love to be able to cancel it. You can. I don't want you. Listen, cancel that hysterectomy. I don't know how old you are, blended black family, but cancel that hysterectomy. Let me tell you something. I don't know if you have daughters. But when you have a reproductive health issue, right? When we have we also have a lymphatic system that's compromised, right? These are things that we can pass to our daughters, right? That's why you have to do the work to get to the root cause of the problem. You have to. You have no choice. You have 2 daughters, great. You gotta do the work. Or more than likely your daughters will suffer through the same thing. You gotta do the work so you can show them the way. You know how many women have worked with me or just taken a course and said, look, my daughter's in college. My daughter's in high school. I got her on this and we're fixing her period too, right? Because my daughter's not gonna suffer like I suffered. We're going to stop this generational curse right here, right now. We're going to stop this generational curse. Listen, I tell everybody, if you have a whole bunch of women in your family that's had hysterectomies, if you have a whole bunch of women in your family that have had fibroids, PCOS, that's a curse. That's a curse that we got to stop. We got to break that curse. That's a curse. We got to stop accepting this stuff. Thank you so much for the roses, blended black family. We got to stop accepting this stuff and just saying, well, you know, woe is me. No, we got to do the work to get rid of it. I refuse to let my future daughters deal with this, the things that I have to deal with. Absolutely not. Thank you, Latrice, for the roses. Thank you. Absolutely. It stops. You got to say it stops with you. You have the control. It stops with you. Sorry if I'm yelling. I'm so passionate about this because I've been through this too as I'm bleeding profusely, fibroids. Listen, I understand. Like, I was ready to just give up as well. I get it. But we have to do the work. We got to do the work. This does not have to be your reality. This does not have to be your reality. I'll tell you that right now, okay? So it's really important. Because when we have these surgeries, we still have what created the fibroids there. We still have that inflammation. We still have the gut health issue. We still have that hormonal imbalances. We still have that weak lymphatic system. We still have that there, okay? We still have that. It's not going nowhere until we do the work to resolve it. Right, we still had the trauma, the emotional trauma, you know, that all that emotional stuff that you buried in your womb on an energetic level, right? We still have that there because when you're dealing with pain, hurt, and you have not processed it, you have not let it go, you suppressed it, it's there, right there. And it forms into fibroids, it forms into cysts, it forms into all these other reproductive health issues, okay? It's not just the physical blockages, it's also emotional blockages as well, okay? What about Detox Now supplements? I don't know about detox. I don't know what Detox Now is. I haven't heard of them, but I will say this: there is no supplement that can take away this issue. You have to do the work. It's day to day. There's no supplements. Now, I don't know about this. I'm not really a big fan of supplements unless it's herbal. Now, if it's herbal, we still depends on what herb, but we have to do the work while we're taking herbs. I'm going to give you guys an example. I have a 12 steps on how to shrink your fibroids full bundle course. You can also use that for cyst. It's $100. By the way, it's $100 off this weekend until tomorrow at midnight. Okay, just to let you guys know. I have that course. The last thing I talk about is herbs. That's like the last thing, right? Because if you're not doing everything else, herbs, you can add that on later. There's women that have helped get results without herbs. The lady that I helped get rid of a 6 centimeter fibroid within 3 months in my Detoxify Your Womb program and endometriosis. We reversed that as well. She worked with me with an additional 3 months, right? We got rid of endometriosis, all the symptoms. Her period went from 14 days and painful, heavy bleeding to 4 days. Light, no cramps, right? She did not take herbs. She didn't take herbs. Some women don't like, some women just, that's not really some women are not into herbs, that's fine. It's optional. You don't have to, but you got to do the work. Okay, my period lasts 4 or 5 days. The third day is so heavy. Yes, that means that estrogen dominance. Latrice, I have my How to Eliminate Heavy Bleeding mini course is only $47. You will not see that after this weekend. I've been saying it, but I mean it. Okay, not you. I'm not saying I've been saying it to you. I'm just saying I've been saying it on my lives. So ladies, and I keep saying, I'm gonna take it off the site because it's included in other courses, in the bigger courses, in other bundles. So, but it's also on its own. So if you have heavy bleeding, How to Eliminate Heavy Bleeding. Now, if you have a serious issue where you've been bleeding for a very long time, a long period of time, that one I wouldn't. You want to get the Restore Your Womb course. That one, because that one's more in depth. Okay. Yes, I had a myomectomy, and 2 years later they came back. Absolutely, Denise, they will keep coming back until you get to the root cause of the problem. I'm very transparent. I had a myomectomy over 10 years ago. They came back. That's when I did the work to get to the root cause of the problem, because I said I'm not going through that surgery again. And ever since then I've been fibroid free. Okay? Ever since then my hormones have been in balance. My cycles has been amazing. Okay? I put my before and after picture. I don't know if you guys can see my before and after picture on my stories. Okay? You'll see the difference. You see the difference, right? So what about Brazilian nut for detox? Brazilian nut, you can't detox with nuts, ladies. Brazilian nuts, you can eat Brazilian nuts, but you can't detox with Brazilian nuts, if that makes sense, right? If that makes sense. Good morning. Happy Saturday, Brittany. Happy Saturday. Brittany, you owe me a testimonial. You owe me a testimonial. She said the how to eliminate heavy bleeding. Mini course. Okay. And then she got her cycles to 4 days. So congrats to Brittany. All right. Ladies, do you have any other questions? Listen, you have to get rid of this estrogen dominance. You have to restore hormonal balance within your body. Okay. Now, yes, I do. I will send it today. Okay. Thank you so much. I'll be looking forward to it. I cannot wait. I want you to shift your perspective. I have fibroids. Okay. What caused fibroids? This is what the work I had to do. I had to go back to, years. Look at all the stuff I dealt with. Look at all this trauma I dealt with. Look at things that I have not let go. I did not at the time let go, right? All these horrible relationships, all these, I had to do the work to release that stuff and not have them buried in my womb space, right? Get it out of there, right? So that I can heal. I had to do that, and then I also had to change my daily habits. If you love yourself, you have to eat like you love yourself. You have to sleep like you love yourself. You have to treat your body and take care of your body, your mind, your soul like you love yourself. And majority of people do not do that. They don't do that. Okay? They do not do that. Congratulations. Oh, yes. Congratulations to Brittany for sure. I'm proud of her. Keep doing the work, Brittany. Okay? So I want to put that out there. Okay? So for ladies that are watching this, you're like, listen, I have fibroids. I have, or ovarian cyst, right? And I really want a guide that's going to help me address these and really shrink and get rid of them. My 12 steps on how to shrink your fibroids full bundle course literally has helped women. One woman got from a 10 centimeter fibroid. She started in December. She bought the course in December. She started following me, bought the course. This lady from Ghana. And I will say within, last month? She said my fibroid is now 1.5 centimeters. 1.5 centimeters, okay? From 10, you can, I said, if you're on my email list, and if you're not on my email list, get on my email list. Make sure you follow me, but also click the link in my bio to get on my email list, okay? I sent out her testimonial today. That course now is $100 off. It's not gonna be, that course will not be on sale again until probably the end of the year, okay? So if you haven't grabbed that course, you might wanna grab it. Now, if you are like, okay, a course is fun, but I need more support during my journey, I actually want to, I have fibroids, or maybe I have issues with bleeding. Maybe I have, hormonal imbalances, which a lot of women do, right? Most estrogen dominance, right? And I actually want a community. I actually want to be in a community. I want to be able to ask questions. I have my 6-week hormone reset, okay, coming up in March 1st. Okay, I don't always have the 6-week, intensive available, but this one is coming up March 1st, okay? And this one is going to be, May 1st. Sorry about that. May 1st, right? May 1st. So just in a couple weeks. However, it's on pre-sale now. It's not on the site yet. It will be officially on the site on Monday, but by Monday it will be a higher price. So if you are like, listen, I like what I hear, I want to grab it now, email me. If you want to email me, the link in my bio, or send me a message on here and then just give me your email, right? But here's the thing, that is going to be for women that want community. That's going to be for women that I'm going to be doing bi-weekly lives in there. We're going to have a Facebook group, right, of the women that's in the 6-week intensive. It's called 6-week hormone reset. You're going to hear more about it on Monday. I'll talk more about it. You'll see the more about it. But for women that are wanting, listen, I'm ready. Okay, it is $797 until Monday. It'll be $997 on Monday. Okay, when it's officially out. It's really supposed to be $997. I wanted to do a sale in case anybody wanted to get it on pre-sale. Okay, so one person grabbed it. Was like, listen. Last night was like, listen. I'm there. I need the support. I need to be able to ask you questions. Thank you, Brittany. Thank you, Brittany. So listen. So on the 15th, Monday, it's $997. That's really the original price, right? It's going to be an amazing intensive. Amazing 6-week intensive. I'm really excited about it. May 1st. The last one, I mean, amazing results. We had one woman literally came. I told you guys yesterday about the story. She was bleeding. Like, she always had to be rushed to the hospital because her bleeding was that bad. Every menstrual cycle. That's how it was. Every menstrual cycle having to be rushed to the hospital. Infusions, blood transfusions, this, that, drained. Life just couldn't go to work. Horrible, right? Horrible. It was that bad. Okay? She came to the program, literally on her way to the hospital during the program, right? Literally, her next, and she'd been through so much emotion, like so many things, right? Literally a month later, 4 weeks later in the program, her next cycle, 2 days, light bleeding, no clots, because before her clots were, not only was her period heavy, her clots were crazy. No clots, okay? Very little pain. She was like, I couldn't believe that was my cycle. Within 4 weeks. It doesn't have to take long to see results. So what if she would have decided to take her uterus out? But now she gets to address actually the root cause of her issue. Okay, so I want to put that out there. Okay, if you're watching this, again, join my email list. I have a training on estrogen dominance, right? It's really important for you to understand, how can I determine if the 6-week intensive or one-to-one with you is best? Great question, Blended Black Flaming. Tell me again what you're dealing with. That. Are you dealing with heavy bleeding or fibroids or both? Let me know like the size of your fibroids. If you have fibroids, give me some more information so I could. But for women that like, let's say you have fibroids, but it's not too big. The 6-week and your symptoms are there, but it's not crazy symptoms. 6-week intensive should be good enough for you. But for ladies that their issue is like they have really heavy bleeding, big fibroids, it's really bad, really intense hormonal issues. You need to check out the Detoxify Your Womb program. And the Detoxify Your Womb program is not for everybody because I remember it's for high achieving women ready to transform. It's not for women don't want to do the work. Okay, I have low estrogen and I have fibroids. Okay, so Kimmy, who told you had low estrogen? Was it not saying that you don't, but was it a doctor? Because what they don't tell you is that your progesterone, if you have low estrogen, your progesterone is even lower. It's even lower. So that still means you're estrogen dominant. Estrogen dominant means that there's an imbalance of estrogen and progesterone. But the estrogen is more. It's too much for the progesterone, right? For them to be balanced. So that creates fibroids. So yes, that's why perimenopausal women are getting fibroids. Postmenopausal women are getting fibroids. Okay, no bleeding due to IUD. We gotta take out the IUD. But large fibroid. Okay, because you have an IUD, I will say the Detoxify Your Womb program. Now, I will say this. To the Dutch. Okay, so you more than likely, yes, you can have low estrogen, but your progesterone is extremely low. Okay, or it's really bad. So we have to. That's really the hormone. But again, I say don't focus on one hormone. Stop isolating one. When you have fibroids, we're dealing with progesterone, estrogen issues, but also there's other hormones too that interact with those hormones. Okay, so we have to restore hormonal balance. Now, for blended family, I would recommend the Detoxify Your Womb program, but you can start out or you can do the 6-week reset, but to really get rid of your issue and to help you also kind of wean yourself off that IUD and to detoxify the stuff that's causing that, I would consider the Detoxify Your Womb program. The hormone reset is not going to address fibroids. It's going to address the things that cause fibroids. Hormone reset, right? And if you're having issues with your cycle as well, the symptoms, right? So if you really want to, I feel like the Detoxify Your Womb program is better for you. But if price point is the 6-week intensive, the hormone reset, it's still going to be a huge difference. It's still going to be a huge difference, if that makes sense. And okay, no, your progesterone is not good. See, we have to listen to our body. And I was saying this earlier, Kimmy K. When it comes to our body, right? When it comes to, these tests, you take the test if you want. If you want to be comfortable. Your body shows you what's going on in your body. Your body is showing you what's going on. So, but you're focused on test. So you see how a lot of women are so disconnected. Okay, you're welcome. A lot of women are so disconnected from their body. And if you want to get the hormone reset, the 6-week hormone reset, I want you to get it before it jumps up on Monday. Email me, Blended Black Family. Go to the link in my bio. You'll see an envelope symbol. That's how you can email me. Or you can just message me on here and give me your email, okay? And just say, I need the link to the 6-week the 6 week, hormone reset. If you want more information, email me as well. Okay, we start May 1st, by the way. So, we want to be able to trust our bodies more than test. Test. If you want to do, I don't like. People ask me what test should I do. I said, you need to focus on your body. And I'm looking at it from a holistic lens, just to let you know, not a medical lens, because medical doesn't get to the root cause of the problem. Holistic does. That's the beauty of holistic health, holistic healing. It gets to the root cause of your issue. Okay, we're looking at your body. We're not looking at a test we don't even know is accurate or not, right? So, I'm not saying you don't take it. It's up to you, right? But at the same time, your focus needs to be more on what your body's showing you, okay? If you want to study more about fibroids and what's going on in the body when fibroids occur, go ahead. Go ahead and study. Do some more research, okay? So hopefully that makes sense, all right? But at the end of the day, you got to restore hormonal balance in your body, period. You have to restore the hormonal balance in your body. That has to be done when you have fibroids. It has to be, or the root cause is still there. It has to be done when you have heavy bleeding. It has to be done when you have cramps. It has to be done when you have PCOS. It has to be done. Most women hormones are out of whack. Okay. So, does anybody have any other questions? Hopefully this was helpful. Thank you guys so much for being here with me on a Saturday. Well, now it's afternoon. Hopefully this live was helpful, informative. I want women to be able to, again, heal, to experience real healing, to have a womb free of fibroids, to have a womb free of heavy bleeding, to experience, easy periods, right? And I never thought I would be here. Trust me, years ago, you would have told me I would have been here. I couldn't see past what I was going through, but it can happen. We just have to do the work. You have to be willing to change these toxic habits that are causing this to occur in your body. We cannot hold on to our bad habits and think that we're going to experience any type of changes. It's just not going to happen. I don't get cramps, and sometimes I have missed periods. I have 2 fibroids. So yeah, okay. So when you have fibroids, you're dealing with, so one of the symptoms of fibroids is irregular periods. So sometimes you will, if you're not pregnant, sometimes you will miss a cycle. Some people will miss a cycle. Some people will have, bleed all the way through the month, right? Everybody's different. It's called irregular periods, right? You're never going to have, for most women that have fibroids, they don't have regular cycles. For majority, I would say 95%. That makes sense, okay? And the ones that think they have a regular cycle, more than likely it's not. It has some type of symptoms that, again, are associated with the fibroids, the hormonal imbalance, and just they're bleeding too much. Most women are just bleeding too much, okay? So hopefully that makes sense. Make sure you're following me, Denise. Click the link in my bio to join my email list. Learn more about estrogen dominance. When you get on the email list, it gives you a video, it sends a video to your inbox that talks about estrogen dominance and talks about more in depth about estrogen dominance, so you can understand what's going on in your body when you have fibroids. You have to understand this. This is why a lot of women don't understand their bodies, and this is why they feel like tests and surgeries, are going to get them to the root cause of the problem, and it's just not. Okay. Hopefully that. Okay, great. All right, I said a mouthful, and I said a lot during this live. Okay, I'm going to try to also put the replay up of this live, because I feel like this is very important for women to understand. If you guys are not on my YouTube channel, subscribe to my YouTube channel, okay? And share this video with a woman that needs to hear this, right? Share my videos, share my page with a woman that's dealing with fibroids, dealing with heavy bleeding, right? Even there's some women that they haven't taken initiative to, better their health, but they connected me, hey, somebody else is dealing with fibroids, and the person was like, wait a minute, let me go ahead and invest in so I can get rid of these issues, okay? So they've seen amazing results. So connect me with somebody, connect my page, video, whatever, with somebody that actually wants, really somebody else that wants to help. Okay, is that all? Any other questions before I go? I hope that you guys have a wonderful weekend. Love you all. Okay, hope that y'all all heal, whether you work with me or somebody else. I want y'all to heal. Okay, I want y'all to experience real healing. Okay, so if you're watching this, you like what you hear, click the link to join my email list so you know when I'm going live again. Thank you so much for all the shares, the gifts. Okay, appreciate you all. Have a wonderful day. Bye, ladies.